Hi, I'm Laura. Welcome to Pretty Powerful Pandas, a mini-series where I'll walk you through the most useful, elegant lines of code in Pandas, whether you're just starting out or you want to level up your data game. Hi, and welcome back to Pretty Powerful Pandas. It is part 11, and this is our penultimate episode. And today we are looking at categoricals. So how can we take some code and optimize it a little bit, some values some columns, optimize it a little bit and actually help us make our code a lot more efficient. So I've imported pandas as PD and we're working with our global superstore orders data again. What I've done is I've just pulled 3 columns from this, so segment, category and ship mode, and I've just renamed it as cats. And here is the top 5 from my new little subset cats. We can see here that segment, category and ship mode are all kind of using very similar things, and in fact we can double check that. So let's do cats segment. And what we're going to do is a value count on that. And we can just see, even though we've got, over 50,000 rows, there's actually only 3 values there. These at the moment are plain text. We can check that out. So cats.info. Yeah, so these are just objects. These are plain text, but they're using rows and rows. There we go, 51,000 rows. And there's only 3 values within it. And I'm sure the same, if we have a look, the same for category, again, only 3 values. And then for ship mode, we've got 4 values. Okay, but over 51,000 rows, it's all very samey. There's not that many unique values. So these are perfect for changing into a category. So at the moment our dtype is an object, that's representing text. But what we'd like to do is turn it into a category and see how that affects the memory usage. So just before we begin, I've got my cats.info. I'm going to come in here and instead of leaving inside the brackets blank, I'm going to put memory usage equals deep. And that'll just give us a little bit more in-depth accuracy for the usage. So this is going to be our baseline. So at the moment to run just even pulling this data set is just shy of 9 megabytes. Okay, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to take our cats, we're going to reassign segment. So take the original cat segments and we are going to do as type. So this is to change types, and we would normally, if you were going from an integer or float you can change type like that, or you can change it to a text, but today we are going to be changing these to category. And I'm going to do that for all 3. So I've got category. I know it's a bit weird to have a column called category as well, and we're changing it to category, but Pandas understands that this type is category. So I'm going to run that, and then I'm going to rerun our memory usage. And oh my goodness, look at that. So we had 9 megabits and we're down to 150 kilobytes. So that's what, 60 times faster? Isn't that incredible? Now we have only got 51,000 rows and 3 columns here. Can you imagine what that would be like if you had millions of rows and hundreds, if not thousands, of columns? So it's such a tiny thing to do. We're replacing those repeated strings with some integer codes, and the same values are obviously happening again and again, but instead of holding them as text, they are now kept as a category, kind of an integer 8. So it's much lighter on the storage, which is absolutely fantastic. The memory drastically drops even in this very small data set, and I think that's fabulous. So nice quick win today. We can double check what is actually going on. So say for example we look at ship mode and we can say .cat .categories, and this tells us what it is stored it as. This is almost like it's mapping. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to do cat ship mode, and we're going to do .cat, and this time we're going to do .codes, and I just want to look at the top 5. Oh, sorry, that should be cats. There we go, our top 5. So what they've done is, well, let's see if we can figure that out. There we go. So here is my category ship mode, or sorry, my column ship mode, and I've got first class, second class, first, and same day. Now remember, pandas, we start our indexes at 0. So at my 0 point, which is my first row, I'm going for the 0 mapping in the category of ship mode. So my index has 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if it says 0 in the first row, so I've got 0, which is my first class. And then in the next one, I've got a 2, which is 0, 1, and 2, which is my second class. Back to 0, 0, which is my first class, and then into 1, which is my same day. So there you go. Really useful. And these are the codes behind them. But those are the original labels, and we can link it to, and what is happening under the hood is that they are using that mapping and they're making things a lot more efficient, and then all of this can be then used to help you map to a chart or a table or anything else. So really quick win today, changing small unique values within a column into categories so they use up less space. So that's your tip. Now go make your pandas pretty and powerful.